The day we broke ground, I think, was yet another milestone, another accomplishment for the department. Personally, I was proud to just be present with so many people who had done so much to get us to that groundbreaking. The community, the elected officials, the environmental group, our own staff. It was a proud moment, and it is yet another proud moment when we opened the facility.
Measure T, the Devil Slide Tunnel Initiative, passed in a landslide. I think we had 75% of the voters of San Mateo County saying, yes, we want a tunnel. The next day after Measure T passed, Caltrans came forward, did a complete about-face, and has worked incredibly diligently with the community ever since then. Shoulder to shoulder with community members, hammering out the environmental issues, the aesthetic issues of the walls and the retaining walls and what color they should be. They've been really wonderful community partners with us ever since the passage of Measure T, and we couldn't be more pleased. It really feels like a joint success, you know, this People's Tunnel.
The last time we had a closure of Devil Slide, it really impacted the businesses a lot because it really reduced the number of people who would come down here. Because it was a dead end, that word got out. And when the word gets out like that, people just stop coming, and it really had a huge impact on our businesses. They really suffered.
The biggest benefit when the tunnel opens is perception. Perception of the general public that it will be easier and faster to get to the coast. And the other part of that is safer, because there are a lot of people, we are told quite frequently, that will not drive down Highway 1 because they just don't like driving that close to the cliffs.
I think just the county and the state in general, having this be a dependable roadway is going to be very important for us. It's important for recreation, it's important for the businesses, and it's important for our two communities that have been separated by this Devil's Slide for so long. Now they won't be.
In reflecting back in my design studio, what it was that I was trying to accomplish, what was the mandate from the Coastal Commission, and they said that they wanted something simple, they wanted something that wasn't too loud, they wanted something that blended back into the mountainside, and basically that didn't disrupt the sensibilities of people as you went by, you know, that it just was there and that was it.
People would avoid Devil's Slide. People that live on the coast, they really felt the road was dangerous. So that's how we feel. You can imagine how people outside the area feel. So I think by having a really good, you know, safe route to the coast from San Francisco heading south, I think it's going to make things much easier for people to visit Pacific, Half Moon Bay and south of us. So I think it's going to be a good thing for everybody on the coast.
The economic and tourism boost, it's just going to be a wonderful impact for us, very positive. We're looking at ourselves being called the gateway to the tunnel, if you will, from the north end, and it's going to attract more businesses coming to Pacifica because we will have a lot more tourists that are coming to Pacifica, and it will help all the visitor centers serving businesses throughout Pacifica.
Being out there with the community and listening to what their needs were, at the same time bringing safety, reliability to this corridor. Safety is our number one goal that we have. And we've done this project in a very safe manner. There's been no injuries on this project.
We did not have any serious injuries because we worked very closely with Kiewit. That was in the form of a lot of pre-activity hazard identification methodologies, and we were able to identify those hazards and put in place safety procedures, precautions, equipment to help reduce and or eliminate or prevent the accidents from occurring.
Today we can all envision the beginning of the end to the disruption caused by landslides and road closings. A day worth celebrating.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's dig it.
I think it was the day the voters approved Measure T. I think that was the really high point. It took the people of San Mateo County to speak up and say, we want a tunnel. And then everybody had to listen to that. We had to change our coastal plan, and Caltrans had to go to the drawing boards and design a tunnel from there. The other part that I think was really wonderful is that we became partners with Caltrans in this solution.
This project, it's broken into to 3 parts. You know, we started the job with the South Rock cut, where we had to widen out a portion of Highway 1 to develop the laydown area for the future tunnel project. Our second project was constructing the cast-in-place segmental bridge over there at Shamrock. That also was, you know, designed in mind to minimize impacts in the environments.
Even though the biological opinion provides for an area of take, the department has not observed or recorded any take of the red-legged frog. I think that we have done a marvelous job. Our team of monitors are on site every day. They're checking the different construction activities. They're looking at the different areas where we could have conflict with the species. And we have numbers to actually show that the population has remained stable, not only at the North Pond, but adjacent ponds that we have in the facility.
So finally, when we worked on the tunnel project, you know, starting in 2007, you know, it was just a continuation of more of the environmental concerns, in addition to then working on, you know, building a tunnel that we haven't done in over, 40 years, using the new Austrian tunneling method to bore through the mountain here.
The new Austrian tunnel method is a process by where we take little segments of the tunnel, we excavate a little bit into the tunnel, and then by moving into the tunnel, you are able to support the tunnel with initial support. So you basically improve the ground around the tunnel. In some cases where maybe you're in very hard rock, you may need to do very little. You may just need to shotcrete the rock.
As we're mining each individual round, we're determining the quality of the rock as we mine. And if the quality of the rock is better, the new Austrian tunneling method suggests that we don't need as much support in that tunnel as we might if the rock were of weaker quality. So as the quality gets better, we can mine a little more and support a little less, because we're allowing the rock to relax a little bit and gain strength as the mining progresses. And that's why we mine in 2 separate halves. The new Austrian tunneling method also, that application calls for, depending on the strength of the rock, calls for the tunnel to be mined in two halves. We call that a top heading and a bench. And that top heading is of a certain size, and that allows the rock to relax a little bit, and then at a later time we can come through and mine the bench, which allows for the rock to relax a little more, and that opening gains strength, and then we'll come through with a final lining that'll be totally reinforced concrete.
I think one of the best days on the project here at Devil's Slide was the tunnel hole through at the North Portal. When we actually were able to celebrate, with the community that we had finally, broken on through to the other side.
It was a totally cool ceremony. I thought the best part was when they punched through and they knocked everything out, then all the guys in the tunnel, all the construction workers walked out through the new opening, and then they got greeted by all the people that were sitting there.
Very, very impressed with the way the entries to the tunnel look. The south especially, because you're right up next to it. I haven't really had that opportunity yet with the north end, but it's beautifully done. It looks like natural. The walls look like natural stone, and they're just beautifully done. The whole entry from the south and the north as well, but the south I've seen, as I say, closer. It's just beautifully done. I was very impressed.
This is a great achievement. This is a great addition to the infrastructure that we have in this region and in Bay Area. And for the community, it's been, I want to thank the community for their patience while we went through construction of this project. And I think the time we took in going through the environmental process, in the deliberation that we had, in the design of this work that was very collaborative, I think the end product is something that everyone, not just the coastal community, but the whole state needs to be proud of.
The Half Moon Bay Coastside Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau is so excited that the tunnel is opening this week. All of the residents have waited a very, very long time to have this much safer entrance into our gorgeous coastside, and we congratulate Caltrans for a job well done.